Welcome, everybody. I live in Tampa, Florida, but the more I speak, the more you're going to realize I'm probably from the future. I don't know specifically. It could be the 25th or 26th century. But what I'm about to share with you is going to sound too good to be true. I get that. But the cool part is it's even better than it sounds. So let's start with some of the accolades David mentioned, just to establish credibility and anchor in truth. I'm a big fan of data, fact, and truth. Okay, I can tell you a great story. Show me. And I'm not from the show me state of Kansas and Missouri in the Midwest. I'm from the Northeast. The East is the beast. And I used to be a Wall Street M&A guy. So the moniker on Wall Street is, in God we trust, everybody else bring data. That's how I live. We are a 36-year-old neuroscience company. We're one of the few commercial private neuroscience companies in the world. There's not a lot of us. There's not a lot of neuroscientists in the world. Neuroscience, by definition, is an expertise in the nervous system. We've been commercially viable in serving humanity for 17 years. We have gone through the FDA as a classically regulated medical device. We have gone through Health Canada. We have gone through military approval. We have gone through NSS certified for sport. We invented something novel, never existed before in the history of Earth. And then to validate that, when you've invented something new, there is no breadcrumb trail. There's never been a benchmark. There's never been a point of reference. There's no research for me to look at and say, here's the research and here's what we did. It doesn't exist. So in 2009, when I took over this company, the first thing I did was I established a medical advisory board of the best scientists, academicians, and research doctors in the world. These aren't folks checking my prostate and my blood pressure. These are leading statistical biophysicists from Harvard Medical School, medical oncologists, psychoneuroimmunologists, the medical director of the NFL, NASA mathematicians, an amazing group of humans that I tapped into their ego, I tapped into their intellectual curiosity, and it wasn't hard. Who is it? Jim Poole with NuCalm, let me in. Dr. Chung Kang Pang. Well, Dr. Pang, I understand you're the world's leading expert in heart rate variability and a statistical biophysicist. Well, I'm here to tell you that our scientist is smarter than you. What? Well, this is what he invented. What is it? I don't really know. Will you help me corroborate this or destroy it? Okay, but I'm not here to influence you. I'm not here to buy your voice. You'll get nothing from me for free. You will pay for everything, and you will do your own research design. That's what we did 17 years ago. 6 years of research with stage 4 cancer patients versus the Chicago Blackhawks. At that point, they were the best in the NHL. They'd won 3 Stanley Cups in 6 years. We did research on both populations, and in 2015, we were awarded the first and only patent in the world for a method used to balance the nervous system of a human being. So when Dave said this is a big deal, that's a big deal. Your nervous system is foundational to everything in your life. Most people don't understand their brain. Most people understand even less about their nervous system. This is it. This is the key. This is the source. Your nervous system is foundational to the health of your endocrine system and your hormones, your digestion and the health of your microbiome, your sexual energy, your physical energy, your ability to perform physically and recover, your ability to sleep, your ability to build cellular resilience and stave off disease, your longevity. Am I striking a nerve here? This is the foundation for life. Well, we have the only patent in the world for balancing your nervous system. That is a huge, huge, huge piece of the puzzle. We got that 11 years ago, and still to date, no one's even close to even trying to figure out what we've done or to mimic it. 6 years later, we were awarded a second patent. This one is method used to elicit a state change in a human brain. I'm going to get into brainwave frequency, resonance, and biomodulation in a minute. This is another big deal. So these are really powerful accolades that you can stand behind. Because when you're coming to the world and you're telling people about things that seem too good to be true, you have to have some kind of anchor. November 5th, 2009. It's a $6,000 FDA Class 3 medical device. It's 4 components. We prep a surgical patient in Chicago, Illinois. 4 minutes later, we wheel her into an operatory and we witness a surgery with no anesthesia. What? Yeah. Pretty freaking incredible. I didn't really understand all the science back then, but my eyes could see this is crazy. Before the operation, the female patient was crazy. Her neck was flush, she had no saliva, her eyes were darting. She spoke English and she wasn't speaking English. We were interviewing her and I was like, oh my God, this woman she's out of her marbles, right? You just want to give her a hug. After the operation, she looked in the camera, looking completely relaxed after an operation. And she said, I knew you were operating on me. I couldn't find a place to care. Holy shit. We did that? That's NuCalm, ladies and gentlemen. And we've done more than 2,700,000 surgeries since. So you think we figured this out? I'm pretty sure we figured this out. So that's some of the foundational anchor. Now let's talk about what the heck this is. What do we do? Your brain oscillates in a frequency range of 41 hertz. You familiar with frequency, resonance, bioresonance, and modulation? Probably not. But have you ever been to the ocean and seen a wave? That's a frequency. Have you ever stood there and watched the frequency between the waves? About every 10 seconds a large wave forms and comes. That's a frequency. This is a wave. And that's how your brain operates. 5 categories: delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. Everybody's brain works in the same range. There's not a single person on this earth, 8.4 billion people. That's an outlier. It doesn't work that way. And here's what's really cool. It's math. When your brain is at 0.5 hertz, we know what you're doing. You're in dreamless like deep sleep. You're drooling in your pillow. 4 hertz to 7 hertz, you're in theta, T-H-E-T-A. Theta is the healing zone. The healing zone. Now, why is it called the healing zone and why is this important? Well, obviously the healing zone is important. Why is it? Well, in this state, and only in this state, your cells clean their toxins and do your cellular maintenance. Imagine, you cook a meal tonight, and afterwards you're so delighted and you feel so good, and you go for a walk and you come back and you say, you know what, I'm not going to clean the kitchen tonight. Tomorrow comes, you wake up, cook another meal, I'm not going to clean the kitchen. Then you do this for a couple days. By day 4 or 5, your kitchen starts to stink. By day 7, it's really stinky. 2 weeks go by and your house could be condemned. When you don't sleep, your cells don't clean the kitchen. That's our life. Your life is built around cell health. Your cells have a job. You have trillions of cells in your body. They each have a job, they have a function, and they communicate either electrical signaling or chemical signaling. So in 4 hertz, your cells clean their toxins, your mitochondria, which is the energy source of your cells, is restored. Furthermore, your sympathetic nervous system, which is your stress response, is reduced to almost nothing. Your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest response, is fully activated. And your body is oxygenating from your toes to your prefrontal cortex. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why humans must sleep. Okay? What would you think your life could be like if instead of trying to force yourself to sleep, and you know since puberty you haven't gotten the sleep you did before puberty, and it continuously gets worse. As we age, when we need sleep the most, we're getting it the least. It's an irony of the human species, and it kind of sucks. What would you think if at any point in the day you grab an eye mask and a headphone and we take you to 4 hertz? With math and physics, we can bring you to 4 hertz in 240 seconds. 3 Saturdays ago, I did a webinar with the health minister of Ukraine. We've been supporting Ukraine for 4.5 years. Special forces, first responders, 7 hospitals, doing research, helping these folks stay alive, stay safe, get restorative sleep in crisis and in war. There's a woman I've been working with. She's a very esteemed academician. And she said, Mr. Poole, I've been meditating for more than 25 years. I'm pretty good at it. But your NuCalm takes me to that same place. And I said, I know. It takes us 240 seconds to take you where it's taken you 25 years. And her jaw dropped. That's what we invented. This started in 1990, 36 years ago. It started with a single quest. How can we help downregulate the stress response for people suffering from trauma, complex trauma, and addiction? We went through delta and theta. Alpha is 8 hertz to 12 hertz. You're falling into sleep. It's creativity, transcendental meditation, relaxation. 13 to 15 hertz. You're starting to get a little faster. This is you're awake but not really that excited. 15 to 20 hertz is the learning zone. There's a frequency associated with your ability for concentration, comprehension, clarity, memory consolidation. The human brain learns in a frequency range of 18.4 hertz, 15 to 20 hertz beta. Okay? Then we start getting into the frequency associated with most of our everyday life. Fear, worry, stress, anxiety, overwhelm, agitation, distraction. I like this one. This is a good one. Anticipatory anxiety. Humans, man, we suffer some weird shit. I'm anticipating something that's going to create future anxiety, and it's creating anxiety today. It's like, what? That's the brain. That's how we're wired. 20 to 25 hertz. All right. So this is a fast frequency, a little chaotic. 25 to 30 hertz is a really shitty day. I'm having a terrible day. Murphy's Law has struck and it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning and nothing's getting better and I'm fully agitated and I'm just miserable. My frequency's going too fast. When my frequency's going too fast, I'm not getting enough oxygen in the key areas of my brain. Your forehead. Your forehead is what separates humans from apes. Why? This neuronal circuitry here is our patience, our presence, our character, our personality, our emotional stability, our executive functioning, our logic. This is who a human is. This here in our midbrain, the amygdala, an almond-shaped piece of the reptile brain, this is where most of us live. This is what steals our resources. So here, if I'm oxygenated, I'm patient, I'm present. I can deflect stress. I can reflect stress. I can project it away from me. I can parry it like I'm in the Matrix. But when I'm stressed, I am easily triggered, man. I don't have access to me. I don't have access to executive thinking and logic. I'm agitated. I'm fearful. I'm running on fumes because the amygdala is the fear center. So you see, when you're in an agitated state and your brain is going fast, it's not a conspiracy, it's a survival instinct of the human body. Our body is built for survival. It doesn't care about anything else except survival. Why would anything else matter? Why would I engage in Maslow's hierarchy of needs and a conscious journey if I'm not alive? So that's the preeminent architecture of the human brain. Trauma, complex trauma, and addiction. They never get a break. Their brain's always at 20, 25 hertz, 26 hertz, 27 hertz. Always agitated, always fearful. Even in their sleep architecture, they're not sleeping. They're not getting cellular restoration at 4 hertz. Their central nervous system is exhausted because their central nervous system doesn't trust anything. There is no safe place. You say, hey, come over here. There's a safe place for you. There is no safe place for me because it's inside here that's unsafe. My central nervous system doesn't believe there's safety. My amygdala and my reptile brain has me fully active all the time. That's the profile of why NuCalm came to be. We came to solve that. We came to solve it without pharmaceutical intervention. We came to solve it without all the bullshit that people go through when you go to the VA and 18.4 million veterans go and they just medicate you and do all this gizmo and gadget crap that doesn't work. Blake Holloway figured out if I could modulate your brain to 4 hertz, your body knows how to heal you. Your body knows how to heal you. It's our monkey mind and our stress response that overrides our body's capacity for healing. So here's the beauty of this. Blake went right to the source of life, brainwave frequency. This isn't cause and effect. We're not saying, hey, take this supplement and maybe it'll achieve, the GABAergic system Take this vagal stimulator on your left ear. Maybe it'll activate your vagus nerve. Do this breath work and do this yoga. We're not doing any cause and effect. We went right to the source and said, if we direct your brainwave to 4 hertz, guess what happens? Your vagus nerve is fully active. Your parasympathetic nervous system is fully active. Your breath is fully active. Your oxygenation of your forehead is fully active. That's what we created. How did we do it? We built a software. When you listen to NuCalm, there's music. Don't let the music belie what we're doing. The music is nothing. It's just a nice to have for you. Music can't do what we do. If you're struggling with stage 4 cancer, listening to Celine Dion is not going to bring your brainwave frequency to 4 hertz. It doesn't work like that. Music has no impact on your physiology with exception of mood elevation. It can make me feel romantic. If I hear a song from my childhood, it can make me uplift me a little bit. But your reticular activating system, your brain's pattern recognition and filtration machine, learns all patterns. For example, you go see your favorite artist. It doesn't matter who it is. By like song 6, you're bored. Why? Because your reticular activating system is like, listen, all these songs sound the same. Their melody, the guitar licks, the singing, this is boring me. Music cannot change your state, but physics and math can. So we built a software bed. It's very, very complicated. It's patented. It's public domain knowledge. You can see exactly what we did. Good luck trying to figure it out. It's filled with nonlinear oscillating algorithms, pitch and frequency matrices, isochronic waveform, binaural signal processing. We're bringing a tank to a knife fight because we're expecting a big, big challenge to manage your brainwave frequency. We built the software. We put the music on top of the software. You put a headphone on. You hear music. The physics is inaudible to the human ear. You cannot hear any of the method of action of NuCalm. This is brilliant. Brilliant. A brilliant Trojan horse. Okay? If I say to people, we have figured out, and we're the only company in the history of Earth to have figured out how to modulate your brainwave frequency. Some people say, well, sounds like that's mind control. And I say, precisely. That's exactly what we're doing. But so does caffeine, sugar, Red Bull, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, 5-Hour Energy, wine, beer, bourbon, CBD, THC, recreational drugs, pharmaceutical drugs. Clearly, you don't know how your brain works. All of those external stimulation modulate your brainwave frequency. They're less predictable and they have side effects. NuCalm does it through physics underneath music. Ha! You're welcome, humanity. We have fixed a significant problem. We have gone into the stress physiology of the midbrain of the human brain and we said, we're not interested. No, thank you. Amygdala, go sit at the kids' table. We're not interested anymore. I'm not interested in hearing your agitation, your worry, your fear, your anxiety. I'm not interested. I'm interested in peace of mind. I'm interested in being present in the moment. I'm interested in being a participant in my life and not a spectator. We did that through physics. We're up to 2.5 billion minutes of NuCalm played worldwide. Sounds like a lot. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know what 2.5 billion minutes is. But I do know what this is. 4,756 years. That's how long 2.5 billion minutes is. That's how much love and support and nervous system regulation that we've provided to humanity. From stage 4 cancer to MS, ALS to complex trauma, addiction to elite military warfighters. We've been serving the elite military warfighter in the U.S., Special Forces, Air Force Special Operations Command, Navy SEALs, the FBI Hostage Rescue Team, BORTAC, BORSTAR, and SWAT since 2013. Do you think for 1 second that the United States military is going to put a brain technology on a $6 million Special Forces operator without evaluating it? And do you think that we'd be using this with them in mission for 13 years if it didn't work? Bingo. How about professional athletes? You guys think athletes know their body and their mind? I'm thinking they probably do. 79 professional sports teams since 2011. The best athletes in the world. When you watch them on TV before the game, they're wearing headphones. They ain't listening to Celine Dion, they're listening to Ignite on the NuCalm app. We built this for professional athletes and elite military. For 4 years, no consumer had access. 998 Special Forces operators, FBI, and professional athletes signed a non-disclosure agreement to have access to Ignite from 2017 to November 2021. Tony Robbins and I trained the Golden State Warriors together in a hotel room for 5 hours. That program is on the app, in Ignite and in priming. Gratitude and certainty. Certainty is us training the Washington Capitals. So we've been at this a long time. 32 of our 36 years, we've been Willy Wonka's neuroscience company. We have no friends, we have no visitors, we have no partners, we have no marketing team, we have no sales team. We have science. We're trying to solve the human brain. From 2009 to 2021, we're a $6,000 FDA Class C medical device. From 2009 to 2021, we're one product, Rescue, at the top of the app. We take you to 4 hertz and we allow you to heal. We don't care who you are. We don't care where you are. We don't care why you are. We don't care how you are. Doesn't matter. Everybody's brain oscillates in the same frequency range. We don't need information from you. This isn't specific to you. There's 8.4 billion people and everybody's brain operates in the same math. You put an eye mask on and a headphone, you press start on Rescue, and your brain follows the mathematical matrix. Don't take my word for it. Go down to your local neurophysiologist and have a quantitative EEG helmet put on, and you'll see your brain follow the matrix. From there, after 1.5 million surgeries, I was like, Dr. Holloway, if we can take everybody's brain to 4 hertz, can we change the outcome and take them to 0.5 hertz and put them to sleep? Can we take them to 7.83 hertz and put them in a state of flow? Can we take them to 18.4 hertz and put them in a state of focus? How about 40 hertz and 41 hertz? So from 2016 to present, we went from 1 product to 8 that manage all 5 categories of your brain. Delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma, all right here in a mobile app. And more impressively, we took 36 years and $55 million of the only patented neuroscience in the world and put it in a mobile phone. What? We did that. 6 years and $14 million of effort. Why? I'll tell you why. We're on a mission to liberate humanity from stress and give you guys quality sleep that you deserve. It's not just for the elite military warfighter. It's not just for the FedEx Pilots Union. It's not just for cancer patients. It's not just for doctors and surgeons. It's not just for professional athletes. It's for everybody. I was personally responsible and obligated to figure this out. Get us away from the FDA. Make this affordable, accessible, and easy. If it's not easy, humans will find a reason not to take care of themselves. So today we're at a place that's incredible. Stress is at the highest level in the history of humanity. Before COVID, we were living in the second great age of anxiety. What? Yeah. World War I, first time. When you think what's normal, when you think what's foundational, what you think you can just take for granted is no longer normal. I can no longer take for granted. My central nervous system doesn't like that. That uncertainty pings my amygdala and I'm in a state of chaos all the time. Then COVID came along. I'm pretty sure COVID was a conspiracy by the animal kingdom. For a good year, humans weren't around. There was orcas swimming in Delaware. They hadn't been seen there in 200 years. I think animals were like, hey, let's put these humans in their house for a while. Let's figure this shit out, right? I mean, amazing things were happening in the animal kingdom while we were being destroyed because our central nervous system, everything we thought was normal, was no longer normal. I'll give you a simple example. I'm from Boston. I went to graduate school in Boston. I lived there for 17 years. I love Boston. It's August 2020. It's about 7 o'clock at night. If you've ever been to Faneuil Hall, it's a tourist trap. There's millions of tourists there eating high-priced food that's mediocre and shopping for Trinkies and tchotchkes and shirts. It's 7 o'clock at night. My brain can't figure out what I'm looking at because there's not a single person anywhere. North, south, east, west. There's not a single person at Faneuil Hall. It's like the post-apocalypse. My central nervous system cannot identify this. We need patterns. We need normalcy. We need a foundation. Since COVID, we haven't figured it out. We have not created a new normal. Everybody's central nervous system is uncertain. And your subconscious mind heard my words right there, and it's nodding, saying, yeah, you're right. It's fatiguing all of us. We're constantly trying to figure out, walk me through what's normal, Jim. Get me back to a baseline, because when I'm at a baseline and I feel safe, I can begin to grow again. But I can't, and I'm fatigued. Imagine 17 years ago, one of the genesis of this state of uncertainty was a mobile app. 17 years ago, the first mobile app came to market. Coincidentally, 17 years ago, the only solution in the world for managing stress came to the market, called NuCalm. Now, apps have had billions of dollars of marketing. They have super saturated the world. We haven't. That's our job now. We're playing catch up, but we are here to solve stress because the typical human being is not going to figure it out. No. First of all, they don't even know where to start. Second, they don't understand their brain physiology. They don't understand the anthropology, the evolutionary neuropsychobiology, the circuitry, the vibration, the resonance, the biomodulation, the amygdala, the HPA axis. They don't know shit. So how do you solve something you don't even know? You're like, I don't even know where to start. So you don't start through drugs and alcohol. The name NuCalm, phonetically, NuCalm, was derived because old calm is our competition. When you're in psychic pain, guess what? Drugs and alcohol work. They get you out of psychic pain. And your brain knows this. Hey, Jim, go pour a glass of wine. You're having a tough day. Old calm is very predictable, but it has negative consequences and side effects. NuCalm is even more predictable and has no negative consequences or side effects. So ladies and gentlemen, we are gifting you an opportunity of a lifetime. Chantel, David, Stu, they found me. David and I have been working together for a while. And David came to me and said, Jim, I have a marriage proposal for you. Now, I'm not used to hearing that from men, I'll be honest with you, but I'm also married. So I said, David, thank you, but I've been married for 33 years. He said, no, I'm being serious. I want you to investigate MLMs. I want you to partner with an MLM. And I said, no, thanks. For 13 years, I was a Wall Street banker doing mergers and acquisitions for private equity. I have my MBA. I'm a tried and true big strategic business guy. I don't know a lot about MLM, but it doesn't have a good reputation. And I said, no, thanks. And he said, no, seriously, hear me out. He said, you've built the best product in the world. No one can argue with that. You have all the credibility in the world. You serve amazing audiences. But you don't have a sales team, man. And I don't think you want to spend millions of dollars building one, training them, hiring them, and firing them. How would you like to have access to amazing people? Integrous, compassionate, ambitious, people that want to build health together and wealth together, doctors of osteopathy, chiropractors, functional medicine, integrative medicine, professionals who've been in this area bringing good products to solve human problems. How would you like to have that? And I said, okay, David, you have my attention. And then came the tough part. If any of you have ever negotiated with David DiArcangelo, I recommend you stop as soon as you say, let's negotiate. I'm not sure how it happened, but at some point, I believe, I was in a Mexican restaurant or something with a burlap sack on my head and my hands tied behind me, probably after chloroform. I don't know. But what I acquiesced to was something I can't even believe I did. We want a great commission structure. You're going to get pennies on the dollar, and we want exclusive rights. This is what marriage is? I'm not signing up for this shit. I sat on it, I slept on it, and guess what? It made really good sense. Why? Because I trust David. This is about integrity and trust. And it's logical. Give you the best product in the world. Give you a digital product. There's no customs. There's no humidity control. There's no packaging. There's no FedEx shipment. There's nothing. It's digital. Give people the opportunity to spread the word of NuCalm to solve really important problems like stress and sleep for humanity. Give this a global footprint. There's 195 countries out there. Give them The upside of exclusive rights. The exclusive rights we've never done. We've been in business for 36 years. We've worked with some pretty powerful organizations. We've never offered exclusive rights, and Social X hadn't proved anything. But guess what that allowed me to do? Give David what he wanted so he could take the burlap sack off my head and uncuff me. But also, I don't have time to try to manage and figure out MLM. Let me pick my horse and ride it. That, ladies and gentlemen, when David say, you guys are at the precipice of an amazing journey. This has never happened before in this industry. How do I know? Because we're the only product in the world of its kind. We've stood alone forever. Don't take my word for it. The United States federal government evaluated NuCalm, and we are a sole source provider to the United States federal government. That doesn't come with ease. They've identified we have competition. We're giving you this opportunity to literally change your life, change the people who you love, their life, change your networks, lives, and build wealth as we do the right thing. This is an amazing opportunity. Welcome, everybody.